大家好。
Good afternoon. Hello everyone, welcome to the product launch of Mi Mix 2S. And welcome to Shanghai. I do want me to say this in Shanghainese. Well, I don't have any talent in language, but that is supposed to be how to say hello, everyone, in Shanghai dialect. Well, on Weibo, a lot of friends ask me why the product launch this time is in Shanghai. I give them a lot of reasons, and then I found the most important reason, which is we've never had a launch event in Shanghai. This is the first in Shanghai, and the purpose of having the launch here is because we have a lot of Mi fans in Shanghai, and we want to come here and visit you and have a chat with you. This is our first product launch in 2018, so let's have a quick review of our journey in 2017, which was an extraordinary year for us, and the most important milestone was how we became a Black Horse. It was spectacular because in the beginning we had a lot of pressure of the revenue a bit since the second quarter we went back to top 5 in the world. This was a report from IDC. And on the global market, all smartphone brands had downturn, but Xiaomi grew by 96.9%. In the Chinese market, we grew by 57.6%. And so now let's look at our growth in details. Apple was down by 1.3%, and number 2 Samsung down by 4.4%, and Huawei number 3 down by 9.7%. But Xiaomi rose to the 4th, and we grew by 96.9%. I'd like to thank you all for your support. I'd like to thank our fans and partners. It is because of you all that we came back to the center of the world stage, and last year our revenue exceeded 100 billion RMB, and so now we're in the 100 billion club, and it only took us 7 years to achieve that goal. Another record broken by Xiaomi. And now let's look at how long it took for other companies worldwide. Look at other giants and see how long it took for them. Well, for us, as I said, only 7 years. In 7 years, we made a miracle, and the reasons are, first of all, innovation. Well, innovation is essential for this industry, and I don't want to further elaborate on our innovations, but just to name a few, and globally speaking, Xiaomi is the first company that launched a full-screen display, and up to the end of last year, we applied more than 24,000 patents, and we have acquired 6,324 patents, among them 53% are global patents. So in terms of innovation, we are definitely going further and further, and apart from innovation, quality is also at our core. And in the past 2 to 3 years, I've been telling everybody in the company that quality is the life of Xiaomi. How so? Because at the very beginning, innovation has been our core, and innovation determines how high we soar, while quality defines how far we go. So quality is as important as innovation to us, and on March 15th this year, I came across with a report that really got me to think. Well, Total.com asked a question: which smartphone brand ranks the top in terms of a word of mouth? And they asked 100,000 consumers, and Xiaomi ranked the top. And it's very, very difficult to win the competition, but this is a testament to our efforts in the past few years, and I'm really happy to see the result. And last year we also won the a lot of rewards, and me myself was appointed. I me myself won the annual quality reward of 2017 quality award, and me myself was appointed as the vice president of China Quality Association, which is also a great recognition to the quality of
这一
Xiaomi.
次呢，我的人大的建议呢，
And when I attended
第
the
二次
two
呢，我发表这个国
sessions,
际上呢，
I gave
我
my
觉得
proposals,
创
and
新和质量是中国
I
制造的硬
said
实力，
that
中国制造才是小国的
innovation,
实力。
quality
这
are
个
the
软实力是某
are the
些
heart
领域呢
power of China,
是有的。
and to
我觉得我们只有把
we
这
also
个
need
能
a
够
soft power,
中国
which
制
is
造
design.
才
Only
面
when we
世界
have a good design
在设计上
can
呢，小米
made
一
in
直
China
非常非常的自信，在
2025 to
我中
really
国的这
take
个设
off.
计上，
And
以
when I
它的
first
话呢，
started the company,
就
we
有
had
两
eight
位专
partners,
业设计
and
师、专业
two
的设计师，
of us
在
are
过去这些
professional
年里面，
designers.
我们在
Over
这
the
个上呢，我们
years,
非常非常
we
强大。
invested heavily
截
in
止
good design.
去年年底，
And by the
我们
end of
拿了200多
2017,
项
we
国内
won
国
more
外的
than
工业设计，
200
这是一个大
industrial
项。
awards at home and abroad.
我相信这个成绩要拿出来的时候，
So
小米
this
在中国公众里面
is our
一定是拿
record,
着最
and
多
I
的中国
believe
公众。
Xiaomi is
那么我们的核心
the
的产
Chinese
品
company
基本
that
上
has won
在过
most
去的一
industrial
年里
design
面
awards,
有
and for
不
the
管是
Xiaomi
我的8
smartphones,
项
five
工业
of
设计
our smartphones won 8 industrial design awards
我觉得
worldwide
小米
last
正
year.
在从中
And
国
so
制造
I would say that
向中国
Xiaomi
设计
is
转型，
shifting from
也正在
made
在
in
逐步
China
的
to
中国制造业
designed
向
by
中国
China,
设
and
计转
we
型。
are
大家
leading
有
the
人说，
entire China
其
industry
实有300 家
to
的
the
国内品牌，
transformation.
大
And
家说
maybe
的
you
没
would say
错。
that a lot of other
小米
companies
的
also
和
won
华为一
industrial
起
design
都走
awards.
在
Yes,
在
that's
中
true.
国设计
Xiaomi,
转型的
together
路
with
上。
other
在
Chinese
这里呢，我由
manufacturers,
衷的有
are
一个感慨，
embarking on a journey of
厉害
transformation.
的不是
And
我，
here I have to say, amazing China.
在这里的话呢，我跟大家简单的介绍一下设计奖
And
项。
so, a
全球呢
word
有4
about
大设计奖，
design
美
awards.
国有5
There
项，
are
叫 IDA， 德国
these
有
are
5
the
项，
top
叫
four
IF
global
等等。
design awards, and
这个奖
IDEA
叫
from
一
the
个礼拜，
US,
这
and IF in
3
Red
个制造强项
Dot
里头
award from
有4
Germany,
项
and
设
Good
计奖
Design
项，
by
可能
Japan.
对普通
So
消费者来说，
four
大家知道
awards
iPhone 的问题，
from
知道红
three
米知道什么。
companies, and many of you probably are more
我研
familiar
究了
with
一下为
IF
什
and
么，
Red Dot.
其实他们
And
每年获
why?
奖很多。
Why? Because
这
they
2 个
have
设计奖项每年获
more
奖都是
awards
1000
given
次
out to
的，
products.
可
Well,
能大家需要
these
讲一讲。
two awards give out
当
their
然1000多项获奖的，可能大家
the
觉得
awards
啊，
to
我这个
about
有点容易。
1,400
其实
products, and maybe
各
that
位仔
makes
细
you
想一
think
想，
it's
全球
quite
化
easy to get the
这么多
awards.
的国家，
But
这么多
if
的
you
行
think
业，
about
这
it,
么多的客户，
worldwide,
1000
there's
多
so
项获
many
奖，
industries
其实
and
是
so
非
many
常难的。
products. It is
当
actually
然，
pretty
最
hard to
难
make
的
it
是什么？
into
是金
one
奖。
of the 1,400.
金
But
奖
what
是
is
4
harder
大
to get is the
4大
gold
设计奖项
awards.
里面含金量最
And the
高的。
gold
这
award
含金
is
量
the
最高的，
hardest to
来
get.
自于历年
And
只有
so
20
for
项金
idea
奖。
in a year,
不仅
only
在历年只
25
有
won the gold
14
award,
项，
and for good design, only
它的
19
获奖概率
products
会非
won.
常非常的之
And
低。
so the percentage
我们人们看到金奖
of
就有恐
gold
惧，因为我们一下就看
award
到金奖。
winners is very low.
去年
Well,
拿到金奖， 我
last
们
year
大
we
家
had
知道
our
他们
first
有一个
gold
我
award,
还记
and
得
I
有
was
人
so
一定
excited
要
I
在我们
couldn't
的
sleep
灯
for
牌上
days.
印
And I
上
told
在
Liu De that we
设
need to
计
have a
界上的
big
大好
celebration,
榜。
and I give all the designers the
结
red
果去年
big
实现一个
red
我也
packets. But
才
after
能
we had the
延续下
first
去。
gold award in the beginning of last year, then we had another 6.
这个刘德告诉我说，
And Liu
这好
De
像是中国公
told
司第
me
一次在
that
一年
it was
之
the
内
first
就把
time
这
that
个
a
奖项
Chinese
全部拿了一
company
遍，实现了金奖
won
的大满贯。
gold design awards from all the 4 top international design awards in 1 year.
当然，在这个金奖的过程之中呢，我们也听了一下
And
这个比赛的
in
评
the
委会
journey,
的他们的
we
点评会上
also
我看了一下
attended the
挺感动的。
reveal
他
panel
们是怎么说的呢？
of
他们
the
说
award
小米
committee,
的
and I
产
was
品
really happy to hear what they said. They said Xiaomi products grabbed our attention, changed our
对小米
perceptions.
这样的公司的认知，
Well, in
不断
the
在每个领域，我们都能看到小米高水平的
past,
产品设计，
uh,
这让我
our
们感受
image
到
was
小米
quite different
是
when it
一
comes to
个
Chinese
十分
brands, but
重视
now
设计的
there
企
is
业。
balanced high level
这是我认
development in
为在我
all their products
评
categories,
委
which
在评
makes
的
us
配上
feel
呢，对于小
Xiaomi
米的肯
attaches
定。
great importance on
我
design.
相
And so
信
that
这些
was
设计颠覆
what
了整
the
个世
review
界
panel
对于
said
中
at
国
the
产品
product review
对
meeting of
小
the
米产品的
2017 Good
以
Design
往的认
Award.
知。
So that shows changed
仅仅是
how
在
the
设计
world
这条
sees
路
us,
上，
and not only we gained
我觉得更要
recognition in
美
the
之外的
design
是， 有3
circle.
家世界级的博物
What
馆非
surprised
常
us more was
小米
that
的。
Xiaomi
我就为什么
phones
我说
were
博物馆收藏的
collected
资产没
by
有？就
museums,
在我的认知里，博物
top-notch
馆收藏
museum
的是艺术品，
in the world. And
这说明他们对
because
小米
I was
这
quite
个
surprised
货品的
because I
认知，已经
previously
把它
thought
当
they
艺术品
only
的认
collect
知，
art.
我们来
And
看
but
一
it
下。
also means that now they
芬
see
兰我在设计
Xiaomi
博物馆，
phones as
他们说
art. And
小
the
米
Finnish
米
design
引
museum
领
said
了未来手机的设计
the
方
Mi
向。
Mix series is the perfect example of
德国慕尼黑国家设计博
the
物馆说，
future smartphone design. And the
小
director
米
of
米
Munich
系列
International Design Museum
是
said that
智
Mi
能
Mix
时代
series is the perfect
设计与
example
工艺
of
的完美
intelligent
结合。
design and process innovation.
那么法国蓬皮杜怎么说的呢？
And
说
let's
小米
listen
米
to
是
Pompidou
科
Center
技
of
与
France.
技
They
术的
said
完美结合，
Xiaomi is
是
one of the
引领智
world's
能时
most
代
important modern
设计与工艺的
art,
捷足带来。
and
这些评价
it
特别
is
特别高，大家品
an
评一下。
encyclopedia
是
of
科技与技术
contemporary
的
and
完美
modern
结合。
art, and it
那么
perfectly
这些博
fused
物馆，我知道大家也不了解啊。
design and technology. Well, I don't know how much you know about these three museums, but the Pompidou Center of France is definitely the top modern art museum today, and it has very rich collection of art from Picasso to Piet Mondrian. And I would say it is the most well-known modern art museum in the world. And we have a video clip prepared for you to have a brief view of the meat mix to us. Hello, I am Matsuchun. Eiffel Tower is not only best place to take a good view of Paris skyline. So as an exquisite building stands on the right side of the river Seine, colorful metal facade laid with huge tubes and glasses that reflect the Paris streets, all here to tell us that everything inside is extraordinary. This is one of the most important modern museums in the world, Pompidou Center. Its entrance is a huge tubed elevator, which is like a time travel passage, after which we begin an extraordinary journey of modern art. A special piece of object is placed amongst other masterpieces of this art center. A revolutionary full-screen design lets the screen take up almost the entire front end. The ceramic unibody feels as warm as jade, yet exceptionally strong. Upon its creation, this item has already been taken slots in major international museums. The Finnish Design Museum, one of the most established museums in Helsinki, is simple and beautiful exterior houses in artistic interior space.
Good design for everybody is launching this. I think the use of ceramics in the phone offers different possibilities, and I think
So this is how the museum said, well, the Xiaomi Mix. It's the art among technology. After some study, we found a stunning result. Actually, our phone is the first among China's consumer electronics to join a world-class art museum. So today, we're unveiling Xiaomi Mix 2S. Just now in the video, you probably have seen some of the snippets of Xiaomi Mix 2S. Okay, let's take a closer look. First of all, it's a full curved edge, full ceramic unibody, which has a 7000 series aluminum frame. Of course, the biggest change comes from a single shot to dual camera design. On the front, it's a full screen 2.0 with an even narrower frame. So the screen to body share increased significantly. You can see it comes with two colors. One is ceramic white, another one is black. And the back, we have a dual camera as well. And with 18K gold highlight on the surrounding. So these are the two standard colors, white and black, for Xiaomi Mix 2S. These are render pictures. Probably you don't think it's not satisfactory yet, but actually when we want to unveil our Mix 2S, we actually take the photos of the real phones. Let's take a look at them. What do you think? Actually, the full screen 2.0 is much more beautiful than the common design with a notch, right? Because when it's in ceramic white, the full screen looks more complete. This is the picture of the back. People on Weibo will always wanted me to review the photos. So now you have it. So these are the pictures of ceramic black version, especially when it comes with the highlight of this 18K gold. It looks even more beautiful. This is the exterior of Xiaomi Mix 2S. So the major change is the even narrower frame and upgraded dual camera. And of course, we continue to have our Chris Wu as our spokesperson. Last year when we did it, the biggest help to Xiaomi was that we gained more female users. So I think this really is the era of look. So it's a really good move to have Chris Wu endorse our phone. So this year again, it's him. Isn't him handsome, good looking? There's more of him. Okay. We continue to use the same slogan or tagline, one side technology, one side art. We want to create a perfect marriage of technology and art. That's why we still use this slogan. So this is the final version of the poster that we will show on the street. So you probably will see such poster with the spokesperson, Chris Wu as spokesperson, everywhere on the street in China. And also we had prepared a video of our Mix 2S exterior. Please take a look. Last but not least, we've chosen this photo to put in our final version of the poster. We've listened to a lot of people's opinions on Weibo, and they really like this photo because they said Wei Fan's eye is smiling. So, well, this is the first time we realized that people's eye can smile. And they also have a saying that everything that in the eye of its fan looks beautiful. So here I'm holding the actual Mi Mix 2S. Okay. Okay, turn it on. Okay, this side, right? Okay. Oh, okay, on the back. Over here, sure. Okay, in the back. Okay. Mix 2S is really good looking. Shall we take a look at our ceramic black version? So this is ceramic black. Maybe a lot of guys like it because it's really a uniform design when it's dimmed, and also it looks very good when it is turned on. And you can see that it's an 18K gold highlight. I also wonder why we didn't do the same for ceramic white. Because gold can look good on everyone, but they said that maybe silver matches better with white. It looks more exquisite. But later on, we will have a display or show booth for you to take a closer look. As beautiful as ever, Mix 2S is definitely a perfect marriage of technology and art. Therefore, I think it's a very good choice for us to have Chris Wu as an endorsed person to promote this combination of technology art to more people. Maybe there's still people who don't know about Xiaomi or Mi phone. Maybe a lot of you here or people on the internet know about it, but a lot of people who don't really access internet that much don't really know about it. Actually, we have established over 300 Mi experience store in all channels and all parts of China for people to get to know Xiaomi better. So let's now take a closer look at the biggest update of Mi Mix 2S. So first of all, we have this dual camera with a 12 megapixel wide-angle lens and a 12 megapixel of telephoto lens. So this is actually the iPhone's solution. We actually utilize the same solution in 3 of our models: optical zoom, and also 12 megapixel plus 12 megapixel dual cameras. Maybe a lot of people don't really understand. They may feel that 20 megapixel is better than 12 megapixel. But actually this is wrong. There are someone on the Weibo saying that actually you can't compare $1,200 to 20 million Vietnam dollar. So I think it's a very good explanation, because the 12 megapixel lens that are used in our flagship phones are of excellent quality. We had received very good feedback for Mi 6 and the Note 3 and 5S, and we had a very good tagline, picture perfect dual camera. Why people liked about the dual camera? Of course, there are a lot of merits. First of all, it is optical zoom. You can zoom in, zoom out, especially when you take pictures and during live concert, and also take picture when you sit in the classroom, especially for a longer distance. It is much better. And also, the second feature is portrait mode. So when you take portrait, it's more realistic and also with a better bokeh. The third feature is OIS, which has been developed by Xiaomi over the years, which helps you to stabilize your image much better. So for the upgrade of our dual camera, first of all, we have a massive 1.4 micron pixel, which is much larger than the previous one. The second one is dual pixel autofocus function. The third feature is a hardware level multi-frame noise reduction. And first of all, our CMOS is Sony IMX363. Of course, you know that the sensor is of a fundamental importance to the whole camera. And we have utilized a 1.4 micron pixel, which is really massive. It is being utilized in all the flagship phones of Samsung over the years. And it performs remarkably even in single camera. And also for iPhone, the pixel size is 1.25 micron, but now we have upgraded to 1.4 micron pixels. People were wondering why didn't you use it last year? But actually, because it is such massive pixels, it is difficult to put so many pixels into the phones. And because the volume is so huge, so we spend a lot of time painstakingly to put all these pixels in it. And of course, because we put in the 1.4 micron pixels into the camera, it makes camera a little bit bigger. However, in order to make our hardware much better, we have invested relentlessly. Also, we have developed a dual pixel autofocus feature. We have 24 million focusing units. Previously, for PDAF, we only had 12 million. Therefore, with the increase of focus points, we have increased by more than 30%, which help us to focus much faster and accurate in low light environment. Actually, how powerful is that? We have a comparison video with iPhone. Let's take a look.
So that's just at the beginning between Mi Mix 2S and iPhone 10. More video clips to come, and you'll probably say we crush iPhone 10 and we totally bulldozed over iPhone 10. Well, we compare with the iPhone 10 because it's the best in the industry, and that's what we want to look up to iPhone 10. We see the Chinese smartphones are getting better and better, and only comparisons make us go further. And so this is our hardware level multi-frame noise reduction. So we took a series of photos and then we optimized it frame by frame. And frame by frame optimization, and then we denoised all the frames. So if we use the CPU for all the calculations, it will be very slow. So now the multi-frame noise reduction is done by not just the software but also hardware. So now let's make a comparison. To the left is the iPhone 10, the right is Mi Mix 2S. Just take a look. Can you see the difference? No? Okay, let's zoom out. Zoom in. Low light. Now, do you see the difference? Let's zoom in further. And the left one is quite blurry, but the right one is still very clear and crisp. This is in low light. Comparison talks, and more comparisons to come later. So let's take a look at another group of comparisons and see how motions are snapped differently between iPhone 10 and Mi 2S, and you will see how iPhone 10 is crushed. Left iPhone 10, right? Mi Mix 2S. So now let's zoom in. Overexposure in the left one, but the right one still looks very crisp. And as I said, this is motions taken in low light conditions, and you see how powerful Mi Mix 2S is. And when the ballerina is dancing, left iPhone 10 and right Mi Mix 2S, and zoom in, you will see that the left one has a blurry arm. And when we see frame by frame, you will see that almost 100% of the time that Mi Mix 2S wins. And so at least in this scene, we crush iPhone 10. So we took a group of motion photos, and in the past you could only take photos of this kind with DSLR, but now we can do that with Mi Mix 2S, and we have more samples to show you. We asked two famous photographers to help out, so they went to Italy with Mi Mix 2S. I say that in Xiaomi there are some really awesome jobs. One of them is to take sample photos. So let's see where they went. They went to the Alps. It looks so picturesque, a church bathed in morning sunlight, and you can feel the exotic beauty in it, and it's the snow on Alps. I love skiing, and the snow makes me feel a sense of soothingness. And so this is a fishing village by Sicily. The left side of the fishing village, right side is the ocean, and now it gets more challenging. The waves, how the waves splash on the shore and the rocks, and I can see the details of the waves, and this one is extremely challenging to take. And another photo that is 10 times more challenging, a bar at night. So backlight condition And we took photo of the guitarist. It's a really huge challenge for cameras on the phones because there are a lot of different types of lights, so the lighting conditions very complicated, and we were taking with backlight, so you really get to see how powerful our camera is. And we asked another photographer to go to Tibet in China, and he also brought back really stunning pictures, and the photographer's name is Chen Yanwei. And this place is called the it's called Yangzhou. I don't know whether you've been there. It's known as one of the 3 sacred mountains in Tibet. You can come and work for Xiaomi and work as a sample photographer. And do you like it? Isn't it stunning? Look at the beautiful mirror-like lake and the surface, and you can see the cloud and mountains at a distance is spectacular. Another new challenge. Aquatic birds came, and you have to just capture that moment. What birds are they? Well, they told us it was waterfall, aquatic birds. Huh, what a good answer. But I really don't know what birds they are. But you see how beautiful it is there. And here they used Mi Mix 2S for the time-lapse photo. You see the clouds and the change of the shadow of the mountain, the water, and the depth of the mountains, and that really demonstrates these stunning photos that you can take with Mix 2S. And perhaps you're gonna challenge me now and say professional photographers can take good photos even with the worst of cameras. Well, I think you probably are over-glorifying photographers, even though they do take much better photos than us. So, in the end, I said, let's just have a random person take a photo with Mix 2S, like me. So, a few days ago, we came to Shanghai, and we took a few photos of the night in Shanghai. I already posted some on my Weibo, and they already look really gorgeous. And I have some more to show you here. Look at the bunk at a distance. And this is the photo that every one of you can take if you have a Mix 2S. It's not that hard. Thank you. But I didn't take this one. I can't take credit for that. It's taken by a colleague of mine. And the Oriental Pearl Tower. And now I know why I came here. I came to Shanghai because of the Pearl Tower. And me home at the foot of the Pearl Tower. So an advertisement for us. And if this is your first time to Shanghai, please pay a visit to the Mi Home store. It's right next to the Oriental Pearl Tower, and this photo was taken last night. The Mi Home at the foot of the Oriental Pearl Tower. Look how crisp the photo is. So we have really awesome hardware. And what makes it powerful, or more powerful, is the AI, artificial intelligence. Well, AI had major breakthroughs last year, and it also revolutionized smartphones. And in the past 1 year or so, AI has become the buzzword for smartphones. So now we first equipped AI onto the cameras. You can see what we have done with our cameras with the help of artificial intelligence. First, more dreamlike background blur. So the blurred background looks even better than the LSR. So now what you see is a background blur by standard DSLR, but this one is a background blur by us. And you see the bokeh in the background can change in size and shape. They can be heart-shaped. So you can have bouquets like this and even cooler bouquets. Kind of like the orbit. And we call it the AI dreamlike background blur. And so to the right corner on the bottom, you click on it, you can choose different the type of bouquet that you want, a dynamic bouquet, and you can save it as a picture or as a GIF or video and post that on WeChat Moment, and it's gonna look really cool. So it's for your WeChat moment. And another one is that the AI scene detection camera. We can detect 206 scenes and optimize it with artificial intelligence. So when we talk to our AI team, I asked them what succulent plant means. Have you heard about succulent plants? I've never heard about it. And they said, really? And so now, this is succulent plant. And they told me that it's very popular, especially among girls. And that is our goal now, to attract more female users. So we took a photo of the succulent plant. This is taken by a standard phone, but when we have AI enabled, it's going to detect it's a succulent plant, and then we see the contrast and the saturation were optimized. And look, the color looks fuller and more lifelike. And so comparison, the left is the standard mode and the right one is with AI enabled, and see how much better the quality of the picture seems. And when it's cloudy, well, it can be a great weather, but somehow the pictures don't look as great. So what to do? Well, when the weather is cloudy, the AI can adjust the saturation and contrast, and look how much clearer it looks now. And left is the standard mode and right is the AI mode. It's still cloudy, but you see the sky looks just more crystal clear. And another fun function, which is the AI single camera background blur. Well, the dual camera is known for the background blur and optical zoom, and for the single camera, well, for the dual cameras, they are known mostly for background blur, but now with artificial intelligence, we can have background blur even with just one camera. So we studied over 100,000 of selfies, and then we established an AI model and algorithms, and then we started to blur the background of photos taken with single camera. So the selfies were taken with one camera. So we first identify the subject and isolate it, then blur the background, and I see how beautiful it is. So that is what we can do with the front camera of Mi Mix 2S.
And for businessmen, we have done a lot of optimization. Business people often attend conferences and meetings where they need to take a picture of the PowerPoint slides on the screen. Because when they take a picture and after they zoom in, they found that the picture is not very clear. First of all, of course, we have it 2 times the optical zoom, which help them to zoom in much better. But if you think that it's not clear enough, because usually it happens when you want to zoom more further into it, then it gets blurred. But now our AI technology recognizes that it is text, so we will have ultra resolution smart recognition and synthesis technology, which can help to shape the wordings and show the wordings more crisp and clear. So this is a hyper and ultra resolution synthesizing technology. later on, we can even have a PowerPoint album based on time and venue, which is of great help for the business people. And the second option is very useful to me. Of course, people who speaks English can still find it useful, because especially when you go to overseas, the menu sometimes can be unrecognizable. We don't know what they are saying. So when the camera recognizes it is manual, it will have instant translation for you. I've taken a look how they dumpling, because I had extremely expensive dumplings in Switzerland. And also, when you click it again, they will have instant currency conversion for you. So we support all kinds of currencies: US dollars, Japanese yen, Korean won, euros, everything is converted. So it's a really powerful function. So I think the AI technology can do a lot of things in camera. So when the camera is enhanced by AI, the technology advancement is by leaps and bounds. We believe in the near future it can be further improved again. So I'd like to ask you, how do you feel about this camera? I asked a question on Weibo. How do you judge the performance of camera? Of course, it is really difficult to do that, because there are a lot of objective criteria, but it is all about subjective feeling. So actually, the classic answer is get yourself a Mi Mix 2S, then you will know. Well, after we launch, we really want to find a tool that can help you to run a score for camera. Whether it can represent all kinds of subjective feelings, we don't care. At least it can provide some reference. It's been my dream over the years, because we always say that let's run a score if you challenge us. But actually, after so many years of doing photography, developing for cameras, we didn't find a very good criteria or standard. And most of the criteria are really subjective. After a long time of searching, we found DxO Mark, which is a relatively authoritative third-party benchmarking. Actually, it was the world's most rigorous camera test for DSLR. So you can see that all the major brands have used DxO Mark for their rating and scoring. We participated last year using Xiaomi Note 3, and we came back feeling more confident because DxO Mark gave a 94 mark score for Xiaomi Mi Note 3. People didn't know about it because it was launched last September. It was ranked #1 in the world, together with another brand. But the technology further improved over the last half of year. So how did we fare this year for Mi Mix 2S? Because it came with the Snapdragon 845. The time was really precious. We didn't have enough time for the tuning, so I was really worried that maybe DxO Mark scoring wouldn't reflect the true performance of Mi Mix 2S camera, because we are still continue to optimize its performance. However, to put it truthfully, the score was given in the morning to me really exceeded my expectation. I believe DxO Mark has already published the result on the official website. Do you know how much we did? Exceeded 100 mark. DxO Mark gave Mi Mix 2S 101 score. And actually, they've already given their evaluation to us. They said it will be released at 2 p.m. and it will give us some of the key wordings on the report. It said that it is the pearl of China or a pearl in the East. Mi Mix 2S have scored remarkable 110 marks in photo technique, and it is as good as iPhone 10. And we have Mi 2X have taken one of the most smooth pictures we have ever seen, especially on the low light condition. This is the keywords and remark from DOX Mark. So now you should believe my word. You should take my word for it, right? So the same score means that we outperform them in some areas, and they outperform us in some areas. Because we need to rush for the launch of Snapdragon 845, we only did half of our tuning optimization process. The score reflects the capability of camera and also the AI technology. We'll continue to fine-tune it. So I think 101 marks only represents part of its potential, but it already achieved the world-leading supremacy, which is really a historical moment for Mi phone development. So let's take a full look on what's good about the cameras. We had dual pixel AI dual camera with optical zoom and optical imaging stabilization. We have massive 1.4 micron pixels, and we have further enhanced it with AI technology. And also, we have achieved over 100 mark in the DxO Mark mobile rating. So I believe the camera department of Mi phone can finally relax, because they have been challenged all along on an internet, and now they have excelled. So we have both seen our own comment and also the evaluation from a professional institution. Of course, the ultimate assessment will be done by all of you. So today, I'm really eager to know the evaluation by all of you. So I really hope that we can also receive 101 marks from our dear customers and fans. So what about our performance? Of course, we house Snapdragon 845. It is the first phone in China which houses Snapdragon 845. It's the debut of this chipset in China. And to give us a score of 277,178 marks, which outshines all other brands. Okay, so don't talk about other brands. Let's compare internally. Let's do a comparison of Mi MX2S with Mi Note 3. You can see that Note 3 only scored 138,000, and Note 6 is 207. And you can see that actually Mi Mix 2S is twice or even triple as high as Mi Note 3. But the price it's only 2.5 to 3.5. I saw the supply chain manager sitting in on the stage, sitting in a seat. I couldn't tell the exact figure because we have a contract. People often say that why flagship phones are so expensive. Oh my God, what the hell? Every 1% of improvement will have you fork out 100% costing addition. But sometimes, for example, I think the Redmi Note 5 is the phone of 1,000 RMB has already done a very good job. But to further improve upon it, we have to spend an extra 200, even 300% more of effort. So our hard work is beyond your imagination. And you can see it's a performance beast which trashed all other brands. Of course, later on, other brands may trash us again, but we wait and see. So we have up to 2.8 gigahertz of the main clock, and we can see that the main graphic process performance will increase by 30%, and also power consumption was low by 30%. And Snapdragon 845 came with an AI engine, which has a performance increase by 3 times. We can see this is a image recognition test. Mi Mix 2S can recognize 27.3 images per second. Nowadays, AI is incorporated in the CPU. It's a SoC, right? But of course, you don't really, because the processor is SoC, AIE, it causes AIE, CPU, and GPU. So it's not very precise to say to take it as just as a CPU. Well, this is a snapshot of all the advantages of Snapdragon 845. I won't elaborate further, but definitely it is the ultimate processor in the market. People say, can we play around no battleground? Well, let's just take a look at the Arena of Valor. We had collaborated with Tencent, and we did some optimization. Let's later do a comparison with iPhone 10. I think people with iPhone 10 may cry again. Let's look at the video.
Well, if you want to play the Glory of Valor, you really need a Mi Mix 2S. And let's look at the temperature of the phones. And when Mi Mix 2S is about 37.9 degrees, iPhone 10 is 43.3%, and we have 54% battery left. iPhone 10 have 41 left only, so we consume less battery, and the performance is much better, and the temperature is also lower. We often thought that better performance means more power consumption and more heat, but we really worked very hard on that in the past few years. So with such an awesome processor, so what about the RAM and ROM? Let's look at other brands in industry. So iPhone 10 and Samsung, ours is 8 gigabytes plus 256 gigabytes, and it's definitely the top specs in the industry, 8 plus 256.
好，像
Top configuration.
绿色 IS 硬件上这么强，
So Mi Mix 2S has the best hardware, but what about the user experience? The first one I want to talk about now is voice assistant. And we already have launched voice assistant about 5 years ago. We haven't really heard much feedback from the consumers, but now we replaced voice assistant with Xiaomi.
我们在车子版的 Q 版以后，
And after we made that change on the beta version, we got a lot more feedback. And so what are our advantages? Well, last year we launched the Mi AI loudspeaker, and more than 10 million people used the voice assistant on the loudspeaker, and with that our system continuously improved. And so the first function it supports is waking the screen.
你说小爱同学
Just say 小爱.
有自动换
Yes. Now your screen is awake.
在这里的话呢，我们有一个视频的
And we have a video clip here to show you what Xiaomi can do on your phone. Xiaomi, Xiaomi, Xiaomi. Yes. Music. What time is it? 6:45. Wake me up in 10 minutes. And is address okay for Shanghai tomorrow? And what car place or restrict on the road? Clean the floor. Open WeChat. 小爱 selfie, selfie, selfie. Post photos on WeChat moments and write I'm married. WeChat 佳佳, that'll be there in 30 minutes. I want to check out comedies by Liu Haoren this year. Xiaomi, translate the menu, please. How much tip money is 12% of 87 US dollars in RMB? No doubt that the lunch cost 158 yuan. How to say Champs-Élysées in French? 67 plus 89 plus 843 is, the answer is 899. Well, 210 by 16 plus 2011 by 800, 16 plus 2018 by 327 plus the root of 1,999. The answer is 2.39336671 million. Look for photos taken in Shanghai last October. I want to listen to Chris Roy. How does a dolphin squeal? GPS to Xiaomi. Xiaomi air purifier remind me to take mass at 8. Send 88.88 yuan red packet to Cindy. Shall I switch to no disturb mode? Lights off. Good night. Good night. Lights on. Lights off. Lights off. Lights off. Lights on. If you cannot sleep, Xiao I can count sheep for you.
很可爱的小爱同学，
Really cute Xiao I,
在
right?
我们手机里面整合了小爱同学。
So now we have a Xiaomi powered smartphone, and the smartphone is even cuter.
好，我在刚才的视频里面讲了很多案例了。
So I just give you a lot of case examples. Well, looking for a specific photo can be a headache. Well, what if I want to find a photo that was taken last October in Shanghai? Usually it takes a lot of efforts. But with Xiaomi, it's much simpler. Xiaomi. Yes? Look for photos taken in Shanghai last October. Done.
所以呢，有很多功能啊，用小爱同学来执行，比自己
So
做
Xiaomi is a much better executor than us sometimes, but I'm not going to further elaborate on that. So Xiaomi can simplify a lot of tasks for us just by calling out Xiaomi. Is much better. So Siri versus Xiaomi.
不好意思啊，这是我第三次
Sorry,
来
this is the third time we have a comparison with the iPhone 10. So a video clip, please. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a business trip to Shenyang. What should I wear? Didn't find any results about what to wear in Shenyang tomorrow. Shall I? Yes. What should I wear for my business trip to Shenyang tomorrow? The temperature in Shenyang tomorrow is -6 to 5 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold, so please put on more layers. Hey Siri, I'd like to see the baby photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Didn't find any results about photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Shall I? I'd like to see the baby photos taken in Hunan last Saturday. Done. Hey Siri, please WeChat Jiangping a 66 RMB red envelope and say happy birthday. You want to send a WeChat message to Jiangping saying that I want to send a red packet of 66 RMB. Cancel. Okay. Cancelled. Shall I? Please send a red packet on WeChat to Jiangping, a racket of 66 RMB, a red envelope, and say that best friends stay together forever. Confirm the amount. Confirmed. Enter the passcode for payment, please. So again, we crashed iPhone 10, and I guess the Chinese localization of Siri still has its flaws. Siri actually is one of the best and most successful voice assistants in the world. But after the major breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, now in China, especially on Chinese language voice assistant, we have gone very far. And if you use Mi Mix 2S, you have to try Xiao I. So apart from a voice assistant, we now support multifunction NFC on all our flagship smartphones, and we are very attentive to details. We are compatible with bank cards, transport cards, and now key cards. And because now, we need key cards to apartments, to offices, to our cars, and now with just your phone, you can unlock your apartment doors and your garage. And I think it would be pretty cool to see people using smartphones to unlock your cars and office doors. And in the future, you don't need to bring so many cars, just a phone. Very, very practical function. And we also have AR enabled, and we have strategic partnership with Google, and we have AR core technology in the phone. And the games enabled by AR core are very cool. And now there are a lot of games that support AR core, for example, the machines. I asked my colleague to prepare a demo for you, so you see how far we can go with AR games on our phone. So now, my colleague is right next to me, and he's doing a demo on the table, an AR game, and you see the table is empty, but very soon the table is gonna be full with robots. And now the robots are going to start to battle against each other on the table. So you see VR is a perfect mixture of the reality and VR. Isn't this cool? I heard that after you get a Mi Mix 2S, you have to wait a month for the AR software to be upgraded. Oh, I need a sound effects, please. Wow, see a battle on your table. I really hope that our colleagues in the gaming industry can develop more AR-enabled games, because the smartphones are so powerful now. So they can definitely handle cooler and heavier games. Isn't this cool? Yes. And wireless charging. So now Mix 2S supports wireless charging on all fronts. We use the QI wireless charging protocol, 7.5 watt quick charge and fully charged in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Well, it's slower compared to cable, but we don't need a cable with QC charge, the quick charge. Well, it's very convenient, and we use 7.5 watt, so much faster than Samsung 8, than Samsung and iPhone 8 Plus. So put it on it, deep, it starts to charge. Well, there isn't really a deep sound. I added that. And it feels just so smooth when you're working on your desk and or when you're working at home, and just to have this little tray on your table and you put your phone on the tray, your phone will start to charge. You don't need to plug in or plug out. You just put it on the small round tray and it starts to charge. See how convenient it is. And it has another merit. If you have this wireless charging desk or charging station, you have more friends because they are probably going to charge their phones on your little charging station. And then you can now show your contempt to iPhone users because now they use your charging station to charge their iPhones. So I asked on the internet, is this cool? A lot of people said, oh, it's quite useless. And then so I was like, why? Why do they think it's a useless and unnecessary function? Well, and there was a company named